at 5. Pass is intercepted at the goal line by Malcolm Butler. Toss to White. He's in! Patriots win the Super Bowl!
Welcome to Patriots Touchback Podcast.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome along to a new edition here of the Patriots Touchback Podcast. It is me, your host, Carl. I am joined as ever by Nick and Henrik. We have got a lot to get through, and as you can tell by my voice is down, very, very angry and very despondent. The New England Patriots losing 20 points to 7 against the Miami Dolphins. Not the start we wanted. We've got a lot to break down. First of all, gentlemen, how are we? Excluding the result, how has your weekend been?
Yeah, it's been all right. Excluding the loss, it's been all right.
Same. I can't say anything else. There was no Premier League football to watch this weekend, so I was hanging my sporting hopes on a rigged Formula One race and a Patriots performance. So hey, there we go.
Yeah, my weekend was not too bad. It was good to see Red Zone again. Good to see play NFL Fantasy again. Come away with a loss, but that's me fucking up not putting DeAndre Swift in my lineup. But, you know, I digress. Okay. Where the fucking hell are we going to start off first, okay? Where are we going to start off first? 20 points to 7 loss. We went down to Miami on the Tuesday to try and get used to the weather and the humidity and the heat. That did the square root of Jack. The offense played terribly. The offensive line played like complete ass. None of our receivers could get open. This was just a shambolic shit show on all proportions with regarding of the offense. Defensively, I thought defensively we were very, very good. When you hold the Dolphins to, I think it was 10 points on offense, I'd say that's pretty good going because the Dolphins took 10 points off us on the turnover differential. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be some questionable stuff to say the least, what we're going to discuss today. Nick, what are basically your points from this loss?
I believe, like you said, I believe that defensively we did okay. So, I mean, if you're telling me that you're going to concede 10, 13 points, whatever it is, every game, I'd snap your hand off. If you're going to say your defensive line every game is going to give up 13 points, for example, you know, you've got to say put that in the win column. So defensively, I thought we did really well. The defense did their job, tried to keep us in the game, and had it not been for the offensive line, it might have finished 7-7.
Yeah, true.
But
true.
I just, you know, I am desperately trying to cling on to this Bill knows what he's doing. And I realise he's built up a lot of chips that he can cash in, and you know, when it's not going right, he can cash a few chips in. But I've always believed that as soon as he makes that record and he is the most winningest coach, I believe he's done. And if you're telling me that based on last season and this season that we've got to put up with another 3 seasons, including this one, of that, you know, wake me up in 3 years' time and I'll start watching again.
That sounds like a pretty straightforward verdict there. Henrik, what about you, my friend? What did you take from this game?
Yeah, it's difficult to disagree with how you're feeling, Nick. It was embarrassing as well. Watching the Patriots play, we were just outplayed. But yeah, I think the defense they did fine, especially stopping the run. They held the Dolphins to less than 70 yards, so that was all right. And it's good to see the defense being able to stop runs. So I'm looking forward to see that they actually continue improving, because there's going to be a lot of third and short and fourth and short where the opposing offense is going to run, and it's good if the Patriots defense will be able to stop them. So I think the defensive line were good. When it comes to there was some good players on defense. Kyle Duggar, he had some amazing tackles. I mean,
I thought he had an awesome game.
Yeah, he was great. Just I think if this is a sign of what to come, that he's going to have a good season. He's going to have 100 tackles, hopefully some interceptions, maybe a touchdown. Okay, but so he was good. And like I said, I think the defensive line were pretty decent at stopping the run. I did feel them wanting when it came to the Dolphins passing game. I don't think Tua Tagovailoa had a good game. I don't think he's a good quarterback. So Tyreek Hill was a threat the whole game. He had many catches and was caught for 100 yards. So they weren't that. They didn't know. The defense did overall a fine job, not a great job, holding the Dolphins to 13 points. That should have been enough. So. And when it comes to the Patriots offense, I mean, what is there to say? I mean, I'm asking you. I'm not sure I can see anything particularly positively. Maybe Ty Montgomery. We got a touchdown, guys. We got 7 points on the board. That's positive. So I guess, disappointing game. I was hoping the offense. After that, the first drive was okay. They were doing something until the turnover, but the rest of the game, I don't think the Dolphins defense had any trouble defending Mac Jones and the Patriots offense, and that's annoying and sad to see at the same time for me.
We made far too many mistakes. We were just disappointed up front. We were disappointing. We made far too many mistakes. Bill called that timeout. He was over there and he was telling them, do not jump offside.
Yeah.
When, he called a timeout deliberately to tell them. And then straight away we come back in and boom, we're called for jumping offside.
That was the thing I think you pinpointed right there, okay? It was during that play, he called a timeout to go back. Don't jump offside, don't jump offside. That's originally what you thought the Dolphins are going to do. But we weren't expecting Mike McDaniel to go all of a sudden go balls to the wall and go, okay, all right, we are just going to try and go for it here. Because if they try to kick the field goal, there's a good chance they can miss it. And they're down by, I think they're only going to be up by 13 points, possibly if they kick the field goal. They decided to go for the jugular straight away. So instead of going for the layup on a 2-pointer, they went and took it downtown for 3 points from half court, and they absolutely sunk it. Now, Henrik, I know you turned around and said that Kyle Duggar had a very good game, and he was one of our better defenders, but he was at fault for missing the cut on the tackle on Jalen Waddle, and just to see him as well do that fucking penguin dance as well, it's annoying me. So there was problems in that. The offensive line in general was just a complete shambles. Complete and utter shambles, okay? Go on, Nick.
I thought Trent Brown was a disaster.
He was.
I mean, that play when our tight end, forgive me, I don't know who was on the line at the time. Might have been Hunter Henry. Yeah. He went forward. Trent Brown didn't have a man to cover because the defensive end of Miami held his line, and the safety just came right round the back and hit Mac Jones from behind. And you just look, and Trent Brown turns around as if, well, was that my fault? Well, yeah, it was. Because you didn't follow the man. The man that you had in front of you stayed exactly where he was. So you should have been head on a swivel straight away. I realise he's a big lad, but head on a swivel straight away.
He's a very big lad, Trent Brown. And yesterday, or against the Dolphins, he he had one of the worst performances. He allowed 2 sacks. It's just incredible.
That's just ridiculous. Trent Williams is a big guy and he can still move around. That's just a shit excuse, frankly. David Andrews had his man. James Ferentz, who stepped in at left guard for Cole Strange, which I find, sorry to pardon the pun there, Strange. Strange had a decent game, actually. PFF graded him the best offensive lineman in the Patriots line. So that just shows you where we're at right now. And yeah, Trent Brown missed his man, and well, that just ruined Mac Jones.
Was that where Mac picked up his injury?
No, Mac Jones picked up his injury in the 4th quarter, which, by the way, he had X-rays. That's come back negative. So it was back spasms also. He should be good to go for Sunday, but he is playing the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Oh, God. And anyhow, back to topic. I got a question. Why the hell was Kendrick Bourne only on the field for 2 snaps?
Yeah.
Everybody's explain that to me. I'll tell you the explanation, right? Apparently, I saw on Twitter that the reason being why Kendrick Bourne only got 2 snaps today was apparently he missed a team meeting with Matt Patricia. That's your excuse? That's your reason?
Yeah, I'd like to see him on the field against the Steelers, and let's hope that this doesn't last, because him playing 2 snaps while the Patriots are down, that's it's almost inexcusable. But hey, let's hope they'll work things out this week, and he'll be back on the field, ready to contribute, ready to be an impact player, and maybe more.
You hit the nail on the head. He is an impact player. Jacoby Myers is our number 1 receiver who can get all the targets. Hunter Henry's a red zone target. Jono Smith is only good after the catch. Nelson Aguilar, he's supposed to be our deep threat, but we got no deep threat down the sidelines at all in that game, because obviously Mac Jones had so little time to get the ball out. You need time to sit back and actually take aim. He couldn't do that. Kendrick Bourne is our most explosive player, and it just showed. He had 2 snaps, he had 2 catches, all explosive plays, including a 41-yarder. If Patricia's got this in him that, you follow my rules, that's fine in that. But when Kendrick Bourne is the only player you've got that can make those sorts of explosive splash plays, you put him on regardless. We're very talentless at the receiver position, and it's not even close.
We're back to Malcolm Butler in the Super Bowl, aren't we? I mean, I heard yesterday that he was in the doghouse, and that's why he didn't play. But I didn't know why he was in the doghouse. But I'd heard he was in the doghouse, and that's why he got his 2. He only got his 2 snaps. But when he made his catch, and he went and sat back down, and he was sat there, he was moaning to one of the assistant coaches, that he'd done that and he wasn't back in, and I think Jono Smith had to calm him down. I think he was going crazy. And to be fair, he has a point. Yeah. But rules are rules, I guess. If you want to, I'm playing devil's advocate. Rules are rules. If you miss a team meeting, you miss a team meeting. But you've got to look at the big picture. And I think, is that Patricia cutting his nose off to spite his face? I don't know.
I think that does sound there. And that was the play as well where Nelson Aguilar had a fumble as well. That was the play where Kendrick Bourne lost it on the sidelines, I think, because Nelson Aguilar. Although, to be fair, looking back at that play, there wasn't really a lot Nelson Aguilar could do about it. The ball was on time for Mac Jones, and as soon as Aguilar caught the ball, there wasn't enough time to secure it, because the Miami Dolphin defender just went straight into him. Ball came out, fumble recovery for the Dolphins. There wasn't a lot that Aguilar could do, but he caught it clean, but there wasn't enough time. Once you caught it, you got to quickly secure it. He didn't have time to secure the ball. Sorry if I'm doing a replay of what you should have done, but that's not the case. Okay, let's have a little bit of a deep dive in Mac Jones then. 21 of 30, 213 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. We all know about the interception. I'm not sure if it was a questionable that Mac Jones threw to Devontae Parker, or Devontae Parker should have been more aggressive in actually catching the ball. Whose side are you taking on this one? For me, I think Parker needs to be more aggressive in the catch.
Henrik, you go.
Yeah, I don't think it was I don't think it was either Mac Jones, or I mean maybe more Mac Jones' fault, but I think it's the ref's fault because Devontae Parker was clearly being disrupted and being held by Dolphins cornerback. Was it Xavier Howard?
Yeah, it was Howard.
Yeah. So, but okay, the ref didn't give a penalty, which the Patriots should have gotten because it was defensive pass interference. That being said, I think Mac he made a lot of bad decisions on Sunday. He threw a lot of balls down deep. Balls towards Devontae Parker where he shouldn't have challenged Xavier Howard as much as he did, because I think that was Howard was Dolphins' best cornerback, and I don't see why Mac Jones always insisted that many times throwing to Parker, and that interception. Most of all, should not have been an interception. The ref should have called defensive pass interference, but I gave the blame more to Mac Jones because it was a bad decision, and it wasn't a good throw. It wasn't thrown where only Parker could catch it, so it was a risky ball. But I'm disappointed by Mac Jones's performance all in all. And the play calling was just bad, but I don't think Mac Jones made enough plays in the game, throwing good balls, and I'm just glad he didn't throw any more than one interception, to be honest. I think he had a really bad game. The stats actually makes him look better than he was in the game, but I think he had a bad game, and he needs to do a lot better.
Well, according to Chad Graff here, who's on Twitter, he put Mac Jones had the second quickest time to throw in the NFL in week 1. He was under constant pressure and had to get rid of it quickly. Jones had 3 seconds or more to throw on only 3% of his dropbacks, by far the lowest in the NFL in week 1. So what does that say about the new scheme for the offensive line? It's a work in progress, and Mac Jones is not getting the time to release the ball. He's just not. That's why he made so many indecisive throws that didn't look that good. If a quarterback has no time to get aim and release the ball, you're not going to make those sorts of plays. The offensive line needs to sort itself out, and quickly. It just does. Right, moving on to the defensive side.
While we're on that opening drive, I'll respect Henrik's opinion. I didn't think Mac was that bad. He made some throws to Myers. The catches weren't straightforward, but Myers made those 3 decent catches. Mac Jones put it where the defender couldn't. So we were moving the ball up, the field in that first drive. Yes, maybe he should have targeted, I assume it was Aguilar on the other side. Maybe he should have targeted the other cornerback and not gone targeting Howard. But ultimately, is that not what we bought Parker for? Brought Parker in for to contest those catches. So
should have been.
You can't expect the world's best type receiver, whoever you want to choose, to contest a 50-50 ball when it's either holding or defensive. Yes. I mean, what happened to Eye in the Sky or whatever else, or VAR as we call it? Because I didn't get why that wasn't reviewed as a bad call, because at the very least it was holding. and at the most it was defensive interference. Now, had we gone up that on that drive and scored a touchdown from there, would the game have been different? Probably not. We'd have just had 14 points rather than 7. I don't think it would have changed the game, but it would have surely added some positive mental attitude to the offensive line,
and some momentum. It would have. I think it would have made a big difference.
I'm trying to look at the positives without being, head in the clouds. I'm trying to be realistic.
Yeah, I hear you completely. And he wasn't. I mean, like I said, I was happy he didn't throw any more interception, because after that first drive, having it end in one interception, that could have affected Mac Jones worse than it actually did. So I'll give him credit for coming back stronger, essentially. But what I find so disappointing, among other things, his decision making, I just felt the Dolphins defense did not have any difficulty reading him or defending him. We had several third and 5, 3rd and 6 where we had to throw. Mac Jones ends up throwing. He goes 30 yards downfield to Parker. Yes, you're supposed to use Parker for that, but it's also an excellent when the Dolphins have their best corner covering Parker. That's an excellent opportunity for other receivers taking advantage of lesser cornerbacks. That is something that a quarterback like Mac Jones should handle. So no, I mean, like I said, there was many chances for him to make better throws. He was not particularly accurate in those incompletions he had. And he should have thrown shorter, made better choices. He threw 30 yards when he only needed 6 yards, and throwing, and then again throwing towards the best cornerback the Dolphins have. That's not good quarterback play. And if you're going to make those throw, they got to be very accurate. And yes, Sunday was. He wasn't as good as we have seen him before in his rookie season. So unless he can make better decisions and throw more accurate passes, it's going to be difficult for Mac Jones to develop into a good quarterback, because those things is in his capacity to change decision making and accurate passes. He should be as good as he can on that.
Here's the thing, though, because we ran pretty much nearly half of our game. We ran a 12-man personnel, so we had John Smith and Hunter Henry. So you had the 2 tight ends. You had running back, which was either Damian Harris or Ramondre Stevenson, and then you had 2 receivers, which was Jacoby Myers and Devontae Parker. Neither of them are going to stretch the field. If you're going to stretch the field of the Dolphins, you needed to play 3 wide receivers. You need Jacoby in the flat. You needed Nelson Aguilar to take the top of the defense if he can, and then you needed, probably my advice, you needed Kendrick Bourne in for the intermediates to make the explosive play for the 20, 30, 40-yard gains. There are too many times we used the 12-man personnel, and every time we've done that, it seems like the Dolphins knew what we were going to do. The running game was completely stuffed at every turn when we tried the 12-man personnel. The only 2 breakaways that the running backs had, we had 1 game for 12 yards each. That was it. Look, overall, the offense was poor. The offense was poor, okay? Look, I give credit to the defense for holding down the fort as much as they could. Tyreek Hill only had 94 yards receiving on 12 catches. So if you do the average on that, it means the Patriots averaged on Tyreek Hill's per pass 8 yards. If you was Jonathan Jones, you'd take that all day long. You shut down Tyreek Hill per play for 8 yards. Yeah. You ain't gonna let him get away from it. And that tactic worked.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Jalen Waddle was getting open a little bit more. Cedric also had a few catches as well. We saw Gesicki had a few as well. The running game got stuffed. I think that was our only real main point. Was the running game was stuffed. Very happy with it. Judon was a beast as always. Dietrich Weiss Jr. came to the party as well. Defensively, we were stout. I've got no problems with the defense. I think we might run into some issues with the corners at some point. By the way, no offense to Jack Jones. I know he's a rookie, but he should have stole that ball off Tyreek Hill. He should have stole the ball off him. So that was disappointing. But it is what it is, unfortunately.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned Matt Judon. I think he came prepared and he got a sack. So the Patriots defense, they got to Tua and they were able to hold them in check. Tyreek Hill, he was a factor, but he was a constant during the game, so he was always a threat. But we limited him in a very good way. So kudos to Jonathan Jones. So for the next game against the Steelers, if you had to pick one player or one area, you need to see the Patriots improve in order for them to win against Steelers. Who would it be, or what would it be?
Is that a trick question? Is that a trick question?
No. By all means, if you think one, I mean, if you think if you think all the Patriots need in order to defeat the Steelers is Mac Jones being great, then that doesn't make that makes sense to me. But is there one player, or is there a area in the team that the Patriots just need to improve, and that won't be enough?
What if we
I would bench Trent Brown. Simple as.
Trent Brown and maybe offensive line in general.
That's a risk.
I'd move wing to left tackle. I'd move a wing you out to right tackle, and then I'd drop. Who came on for Strange?
Ferentz.
I'd drop him in at right guard, and I'd just say to Trent Brown, "You were not good enough last week. Sit on the bench. Yeah. We'll call you if we need you."
Yeah.
Which will probably be in three plays when Mac Jones gets wrecked. I don't think Trent Brown will learn from his mistakes.
Hopefully.
I think we've got to be happy. I think we've got to be happy that TJ Watt's not playing next week.
We don't wish on anyone's injury, but yeah, TJ Watt is going to be out for about 6 weeks, apparently. It's a big miss, because what we saw from them against the Cincinnati Bengals this week, they absolutely wrecked Joe Burrow. Five turnovers they had, and they still went to overtime, and no one could kick a field goal if their life depended on it.
I mean that the last few minutes of that game was absolutely mental. You know,
it was comedy. I felt like I was watching Curb Your Enthusiasm again. It was that funny.
It's a great show. It was a good game.
Anyhow.
But what about you, Carl? What area would you like to see a clear improvement to increase Patriots' chances to win against the Steelers?
Offensive line.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if that's just the most obvious answer in the world, but that was our biggest problem in Miami. The offensive line has got to be better in every sense of the word, not just on your personnel, not just on your statements, but on your communication as well. You pick up your man, you pick up your man, you pick up your man. I want to see Mac Jones have some time in the pocket to get the ball out so his receivers can eventually get open and get a little bit of separation. That's all we need. Mac Jones needs a little bit more time, and he can get that ball out with the right velocity. He can do that, but the offensive line is doing him no favors whatsoever. They have to be much better in this game. I'll be keeping a very, very close eye on the likes of Trent Brown and on Isaiah Wynn as well, because that was an appalling performance by the line. They have to be better than that. Have to be better.
Let's hope Cole Strange builds on his performance, because he was, like we agree, all right.
I think he was decent. I think Cole Strange was decent. my other part of this is going to be, as much as the Steelers have got literally an offensive line which is more transparent than tracing paper, their weapons are flipping dangerous. They've got some studs at receiver: Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool. They've got a rookie receiver in George Pickens. Pat Frymouth at tight end. They've got apparently Najee Harris will be fit and ready to go for that game against the Patriots. So we are going to have to deal with Najee Harris. Different beast compared to Chase Edmonds. So that's something to keep an eye out on. But I look at this game right now, I think neither O-line is very good. So it's either one quarterback's going to get wrecked or both quarterbacks are going to get wrecked. And I can see it's being a ridiculously low-scoring game, just like I said against Miami. I think it could be a very low-scoring game again. And I also said before the season started, this is a pick'em game. I know it's not at Heinz Field, it's at whatever the hell they call the stadium nowadays.
It's at Heinz Field. Let's be fair. It'll always be Heinz Field.
It'll always be Heinz Field. There go Steelers fans. We've given you your props there. But yeah, we don't do, again, another place we don't do well in Pittsburgh. We do well in the postseason.
We do well in Pittsburgh in the regular season as well. I mean, I think we've had 2 or 3 losses at Heinz Field the last 15 years.
I'm not 100% sure. No.
Patriots have been dominating against the Steelers in the regular season and playoffs. That's a fact. Last time we lost, I remember.
Go on, Nick.
We're up against 2 head coaches. You know, it's...
Yeah. Brian Flores
knows what he's doing. I mean,
Mike Tomlin.
He's going to be a factor for us. Yeah.
Of course he is.
I had this before the season started. I hate to say it, but I had this game down as a loss. I had it down in the L column. So, you know, I'm not going to change now. I think we're going to come out of the weekend 0-2. But, you know, let's...
I thought you said you were... Yeah, it's the most enthusiastic. Yeah, let's go. Let's get it over with. That's what I'm hearing. But yeah, I mean, I thought you were trying to be positive here, Nick, and you're making us all very worried about Steelers. I'm just kidding. I'm very worried about the game.
I was positive for 30 seconds. I figured that was about what the performance muted.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's going to be difficult. I mean, yeah. I am really I really want to say that the Patriots are going to win, but so the one thing I just hope that Belichick is more prepared and to take advantage of the other quarterback, because Mitch Trubisky, he's not that good, and he's going to make mistake, I think. And I just hope Patriots can capitalize on that and at least make it a tough game for Steelers to win, if not for the Patriots to get a victory.
Okay, so shall we go around the horn then and see what scoreline we've decided? Henrik, you seem to be more positive out of us too, so we'll let you go first.
Yeah, I think this is an important game. I think between the Steelers, Ravens, and Packers, I definitely think Steelers is the weaker out of those 3 teams, although all those 3 teams are good, in my opinion. Probably better than the Patriots. However, like I said, I think I have to believe that Bill Belichick will make good adjustments, and Mac Jones, prepared and ready to throw accurate balls, make good decisions, and somehow Patriots will get a victory. It will not be easy. It will. I hope, of course, do not put your money on what I say, but I hope this is going to be we see something out of Mac Jones, something that can make us believe, and the Patriots will get a close victory right at the end. Down 2014, need a touchdown. There's only 2 seconds left. There's 18 yards. Mac Jones complete the pass to Kendrick Bourne or whatever. 21-20 to the Patriots. 1-1.
Ooh, okay.
Whatever you're on, I want some. Whatever it is, I want some.
I'm sorry, mate. This thing here is only for me. Nobody can have it. No, but yeah. Let's hope. I know. I understand it. It is not too reasonable to think that the Patriots should win because Steelers, they're playing well. They're very motivated, and to be honest, the Patriots, they don't seem to be as motivated as other teams at the moment. So who's next?
Nick.
I think 24-17 to the Steelers. After last week, after the Sunday, I cannot put any faith in the Patriots this coming week. I originally had this down as a loss when I was looking at the schedule beforehand. I was hoping we would come out of the Pittsburgh game 1-1. You know, until the Patriots can show me something, I have to go on what I've seen so far. And based on everything that's come out of training camp and the preseason games and what I watched at Miami, I cannot make a decision that goes the other way. I wish I could, you know. But I'm trying to be realistic rather than pessimistic.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, mate. I'm on the same lines as you, but I've got the scoreline being incredibly close. I think neither offense is going to click. I think it's going to be everyone's going to be sputtering out the gate. This is going to be another defensive performance on who is going to make the least amount of turnovers.
Yeah, totally agree about that.
I've got the Steelers winning this 14-13.
That's an interesting score. I have to say,
very low scoring game. Very, very low scoring game.
Yeah, I definitely feel like you guys are more appealing to logic, and I trying to think in terms of feelings and emotions here. I just see all the ways that it can go well, but I think the most important point being made is you, Carl, is the turnovers. The Patriots have no chance to win if Mac Jones throws interceptions or makes any fumbles. There's no chance the Patriots win that game at Heinz Field. But that's my condition for the Patriots having a chance to win is Mac Jones playing a good game. No fumbles and no interceptions. I hate those interceptions.
While we're on the subject of Mac Jones, obviously I gave my score assuming Mac Jones plays. Now, worst case scenario, let's say he doesn't play, then I would change my scoreline definitely.
Yeah.
But worst case scenario, Mac Jones doesn't play. Who do you want to lead the line? Do you want Benjamin Button playing, or do you want the rookie playing?
I don't think Belichick is going to be stupid enough to play Bailey Zappi. I think Brian Hoyer will step in.
I was going to say I want Kendrick Bourne to step in for Mac. If that's what happens. But yeah, Brian Hoyer will probably play. But the Patriots are
play Bailey.
It'd be more fun with Bailey.
Why would you? What's your logic? Why would you play Zappi?
I still have bad dreams from when Hoyer stepped in covering for Cam when he had COVID, and Hoyer's management at the 10-yard line or wherever we were down at Kansas City, and we only needed to hold the line sort of thing, and he lost control of what down it was. He thought he had another down and he didn't. All right, there was a point when I think we should have had a decision go our way on the 1 yard line and it didn't. But I just thought that whole game was a man out of his depth. He's there as a coach for me. He's there as a man who's been there. He's done it. He's backed up everybody, and he's got an education that he can offer. You know, to me, Hoyer is your third choice QB. He's the man you scratch every game week because you don't need him to play. You know, he's the guy who we kind of want you as a coach, but we don't want to pay you as a coach. So we'll pay you as a third quarterback player, so you get more money, but really you're a coach. And, you know, I think we need to bring Bailey on quickly so that he's learning, because if Mac's injured or for whatever reason and can't play, I have no confidence in Brian Hoyer. Hence why I called him Benjamin Button.
Yeah. But there's no, it would be more fun to see Baylor Zappi play. I don't think Belichick would, realistically speaking, I don't think he would go with Zappi. He'd probably go with Hoyer. But either way, Patriots will not win a game with those two quarterbacks, no matter what.
No.
The only difference is that Bailey Zappi is a little more of a mobile quarterback. He can roll out to his left and his right, and he can throw on the run a little bit.
Yeah. And he has a stronger arm. Brian Hoyer has a very weak arm.
Yes, Zappi does have a much stronger arm, but he's very raw. He needs more development, but we will see. Okay, Nick.
I have a question. Over a 10-yard sprint race, who would win, Tom Brady or Brian Hoyer?
That's a good question.
They can use their Zimmer frames if that makes them get better. If that makes them move better.
Oh dear. Probably, yeah. I don't know who'd win that race. The slowest race in human history. Okay, Nick. It's now time for our Pick'em League. What happened in week 1? Who came up with the most points and who absolutely blew it, just like the Falcons did over the weekend?
Yeah. He's not on today. He's not feeling very well. But Luke scored 7.
Ooh,
now
well done.
That's a top score of 7 out of 30. So yeah, if you're saying there's 30 points available for the whole week, Luke top scored with 7.
Mm-hmm.
Myself and you, Carl, were right behind him on 6. Ollie was on 5, and DJ and Henrik were both on 4.
Wow, yeah, that's great.
So
that's your loser buzzer for anyone's at the bottom of the table. So there you go.
There wasn't really anything major. Let me find it. Ollie picked up some good points in one game, but essentially, yeah, it was a lot of people getting the games right, but not the scores. So obviously, you dropped 2 points straight away there. But yeah, it was fairly balanced throughout each of the games. So take it you want your games for this week now.
Let's go.
Game 1, the LA Chargers versus the Kansas City Chiefs at Kansas City.
All right.
Game 2, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the New Orleans Saints. Game 3, New England Patriots at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Game 4, very exciting game this, the Washington Commanders at the Detroit Lions.
No.
Carson Wentz versus Jared Goff. Have you ever wanted to watch a better game? Game 5, Carolina Panthers at the G-Men, New York Giants. And last but not least, Game 6 will be the Arizona Cardinals against the Las Vegas Raiders in Vegas.
Sorry, can you just tell me who was the Commanders playing again?
The Detroit Lions. Exactly. So exciting. And your 2 bonus picks this week are total offensive yards from both teams in the game. So that's your first one. And your second one is an over or under on total game penalty yards set at 95 yards. So they will be your 2 bonus points that you're chasing this week. So
okay, we will go. Okay, we will go through that. We'll go through those 2 finer details on our group chat.
Yeah, I was about to say off podcast. We'll go through that. We'll go through those. You guys can all send me those because the guys that aren't on today all have their stuff to send. So, but they're the headlines for this coming week.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, first game is Chargers Chiefs.
Yeah.
Jesus, this is a game that can flip either way. The Chiefs destroyed the Cardinals, and the Chargers got revenge over the Raiders. I think this is going to be an absolute barnstorming game, but I think the Chiefs are going to take it 37-30.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll go with the Chiefs as well. 34-31 Chiefs. It'll be a little bit closer, but that game can go either way. It's a top match, and it's all those AFC West divisional matchups are going to be awesome. It was pretty cool that Russell Wilson lost with the Broncos yesterday against the Seahawks.
He lost to Geno Smith.
What a loser!
Forgive me, Carl, what did you just say? Your score was? What did you say your score was for the Kansas game?
My score? What did I say? 37-30 Chiefs.
Oh, okay. I haven't even decided yet. I think it's gonna like you. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. I remember saying that I thought the LA Chargers would be my dark horse for the Super Bowl. I guess I should put some faith in them.
Yeah.
But then again, can you really go against the Chiefs when they're in this sort of form? I don't know. 37-32 in Kansas' favor.
That's a weird ass number.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I may change my mind and pop it on the chat. But yeah.
Sounds great.
So
I think there'll be a safety somewhere.
Yeah. Next up, Buccaneers at the Saints. NFC South matchup. Who have we got?
Yeah.
The Saints have the Buccaneers number in the regular season.
Yeah.
Or rather, they've had Brady's number in the regular season. And Jameis Winston didn't get a chance to play last season at all against the Bucs, home or away, because of injury. No, I'm taking the Saints. I am taking the Saints. This Jameis Winston, I reckon he is going to be he's not definitely not going to be MVP, but he's going to have a bounce back year. And he looked started off very slow in the game against Atlanta, But late in the third quarter, he finally came to life and he brought this team from a 16-point deficit. Oops, we've seen that again before. So I think this. I'm going to say the Saints win 27-18.
I think logically you have to go with the Saints until the Buccaneers and Tom Brady beats the Saints in the regular season. You have to go with the Saints, although it does hurt me to go against TB12. But I'm going to give Saints the victory. It's going to be fairly low scoring for the Tampa Bay. So 24-14 Saints.
I got 24-18 in the Saints' favor. Saints' favor 24-18.
Yeah.
So,
right. So we're all in agreement for both games so far.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, next
On
game,
to
Carl.
the New England Patriots versus the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right, we've already done
Go
that.
on, Henrik. You've been Mr. Positive today. Go on.
Yeah, I was saying 21-20 to the Patriots. It's going to happen, guys. I'm not just saying that. It's not like I need to say that to convince myself. It's just to convince you guys. I'm completely convinced.
I said 14-13 to the Steelers.
Oh, you did, didn't you?
With a heavy heart. With a very heavy heart.
Oh, gosh. 21-10. 21-10 Pittsburgh. So,
all right.
There we go. Carson Wentz versus Gerard Goff.
Gerard Goff. I like that. And I'll go with
Gerard.
Gerard. You can go, Carl, since we'll just...
I'm going to go first. Look. Oh, I don't trust bounce it to him Wentz. I really don't. I know he made 4 touchdowns in that game, but he also threw 2 back-breaking interceptions as well.
That was a pretty good throw. His last touchdown. It was. Have you got that guy in your fantasy team? That rookie? Is it Jaden?
No. I haven't got Dotson.
Is he on the waivers list? Get him in your team quickly.
No, someone got him already. Someone got him in the draft. Someone else who done their homework. Anyhow, I digress. I think the Lions are going to get a win here. The Lions they put up a fight against the Eagles, lost by 3 points. They will get a W over today. So I'm going to say the Lions win 27-16. And just a little caveat, DeAndre Swift is going to rush for 150 yards.
Yeah. I can see it happening. I'll go with Carl here as well. And I'll keep it pretty similar in terms of score. 27-20. Detroit Lions victory.
Another one across the board. I'm going Detroit. I'm going 24-17.
All right.
I'm only halfway through Hard Knocks at the moment. I need to get a move on.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Just,
I like Dan Campbell.
Yeah, but you should definitely see it.
Yeah.
True. All right, next game.
So on that game, then no one's picking the Washington.
No way.
Are they?
No.
No way. No way.
Despite Carson Wentz being excited to take command, no, I'm not I'm not backing him.
Yeah, that's great. That's
That-
really.
Every
great
time,
that
every
he's there
time
to
that
take
play,
command.
every time
I
that
get it.
plays on ATN, it's like, oh god, the cringe. So, right, game 5, the Carolina Panthers at the New York Giants. I'll go first this time. I did like what I saw from Carolina this week. So I'm gonna pick the Carolina Panthers to steamroll the Giants 24-13.
Well, yeah. I'll go with the Giants here. 17-14 victory to Giants.
I'm going to buck the trend here, so I'm going to say the Giants because I think the way they come back against Tennessee was pretty good. Saquon Barkley is a beast. When he's fit and healthy, he's simply unstoppable. I'm going to say the Giants win 2017.
Yeah. So we're both on the Giants here, Carl.
2017.
2017. Last game of the week, Arizona Cardinals at the Las Vegas Raiders. Mr. Homework. Will he do his homework? Close game, 24-21. I'll go with Josh. Vegas, 24-21.
I'll go with Vegas as well. 31-24. Las Vegas Raiders victory.
28-20.
Sorry.
So
31-24. Raiders victory.
31-24.
Correct.
Right. Go on, Carl.
I'm going to say 28-23 Raiders.
All right.
Okie dokie. There we go. They're all in for us three. So
you have to get all the results off the other lads as the week goes on. Yeah, all pick it up. Right. Well, I'm afraid it's a sour note to end on the show, but yeah, not a good start for us Patriots fans. Need a big improvement going into week 2 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hopefully we can do that. We got one last comment. Oh, now he turns up to the party extremely late. Hello, boss. So, good to see you, DJ. Good to see you. But you were a little bit late because now we are getting the hell out of here. So, yeah, great show. Thank you very much, guys. Nick, Henrik, absolutely outstanding, guys. Brilliant as always. We'll be back again next week for another show, hopefully of a much more lightened mood, and hopefully we do get a win over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Otherwise, it's going to be the same shit, different day, as you saw from today. My name is Carl. Thank you to Henrik. Thank you to Nick. This is the Patriots Touchback podcast. Please make sure you follow us on Spotify, and you also follow us on Facebook and on Twitter as well. We are getting out of here. Let's hope for winning against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Go Patriots.
LFG.